Oh, hey, Gold Rathian, you're in Sunbreak! Why would you hit me in the face? I'm just happy. Oh, stop hitting me! I'm just trying to tell you that from Kashala to Rathian that please stop just hitting me in the face. I'm just my heart's so bad.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sunbreak hunters. You know what time it is, because god damn it, it has been this time in every Monster Hunter game. It's Metal Wrath o'clock.
You're beautiful.
And in fairness, our illustrious queen this time around is absolutely phenomenal. This is 100% the best incarnation of Golden Rathian that has ever happened. It feels like a healthy mix between Dread Queen, between the Golden Rathian Reborn, we got an Iceborn, and that little extra Sunbreak spice that has just made everything, and I hold no hesitation in saying this, nice. And also incredibly painful, oh my god! That was through an orotl as well, by the way. So, deadly poison, back on the menu, that's lovely. I would suggest that unlike me, the moron, you bring antidotes to your Gold Rathian hunt. Fortunately, I had fish, which did go a long way to taking the edge off, but yes, Hellfire mode this time around is no joke. Every attack gets enhanced, the explosions are absolutely massive, and the Forlorn arena itself, which, by the way, the Forlorn arena, oh, it is good to get back here. It's looking so pretty. It has been redone wonderfully. It feels like it should feel, but with that injection of useful endemic life, and just yes. I do realize I'm probably jumping the gun, actually, so of course, you get the choice of the metal wraps after seething basil, and, well, we have chosen gold today, though our look and guide and armor breakdown of silver is already up, if you do want to check that out too, but in any case, yes, Gold Rathian is seriously taking no prisoners, and that's really, really awesome to see. I cannot fathom what it's going to be like fighting both metal wraths at once, but fortunately I won't have to fathom that for at least a little bit until that event quest comes along. In any case, yeah, she's looking absolutely fantastic and is suitably challenging for one of the OG rare species. Definitely grab the flashes that are in the starting box, and every time she goes in the air, well, mercilessly blind her and send her tumbling to the ground. The main thing that I noticed is she has so many mix-ups. She has a combo that's fireball, fireball, tail sweep, re-aimed fireball, and it just really keeps you on your toes, and I got caught out by them a lot, especially as a weapon that's trying to counter a monster whose moveset I'm not completely familiar with, and you basically probably want to spend a bit of time observing her, at least when she is in that Hellfire mode, which of course you can knock her out of with a big hit. One of the easiest ways to do that, at least the first time she goes in, is grab the sleep toad in the arena, put her to sleep, and then a big sleep wake up hit should be enough to send Hellfire mode to shut down. But yeah, pleasantly surprised is basically where my feelings lie here. It is more challenging than I expected, it is cooler than I expected, and it feels fresher for yet the next Metal Wrath incarnation than I expected. So really, yeah, I'll take it. And what else I will take is the golden glory that is Gold Rathian armor this time around, that comes with not one, but two new armor skills for us to indulge in. And oh, both of them are essentially from Frontier. So that's pretty damn cool.
You're welcome.
Firstly, we have Status Trigger. This, if you perform a well-timed dodge through a monster attack, will give you the effect of Status Trigger for a number of seconds depending on your rank. Basically, this will mean that instead of every third attack applying status like is normal and default, every attack will apply status, which will let you build status exceptionally faster than normal. This was very similar to an armor skill in Frontier that didn't require a condition, it just made you apply status every hit, but it was the key, along with Frontier's version of Foray, to achieve absolutely ludicrous damage and was very much the meta for a long while. So this is very interesting, and I'm very excited to see how this plays out because the status trigger pieces are actually quite good. Then we have Defiance. The easiest way to look at this is think Defensive Agitator. 5 ranks, and at rank 5, when the monster is enraged, basically you're immune to wind, you're immune to roars, and you are immune to tremors, and then a little bit of extra defense just on top of that too. And the good news is, to skip ahead, Gold Rathian comes with some new decorations too. One of which is the decoration for Defiance, and it's a level 1 slot. Which means any set that has some spare level 1 slots can slot this in, and jobs are good'un. Now this was a skill called 3 Worlds Protection in Frontier that had a very, very similar effect of basically get this skill and be immune to all of the annoying things monsters do that flinch you when you'd rather be stabbing them, and was very much a well-loved skill because of that. So it's really cool to see that translate into Sunbreak. It really, really is. Along with that, we've got Big Resuscitate, which is nice, and Big Quick Sheath 2, which is also very nice, and certainly Build Expanding, which is very exciting. The actual armor on a more specific level, then, has got quite the spattering of skills, most of which tend towards a more defensive nature, with things like Divine Blessing and Counter-Strike, and Recovery Up. I am basically looking at this armor set and salivating in Immortal, and I cannot wait to bring you the upgraded version of that build because it's going to be so good. As for the actual armor set itself, none of the pieces are going to directly upgrade any current best sets, but they are going to open up potentially new best sets, or at least really fun ones, especially in the realm of status. Essentially, if status trigger is good enough, if it makes status good enough, well then yes, you will of course be using this, and the potential there is massive. Imagining 12 seconds of blast build-up turned up to 11, the sheer volume of explosions you could pump out is kinda ludicrous, and that's something I definitely want to try, amongst of course, well, every status is fun if it's constantly happening, and that's really, really cool. The rest of it is just kind of okay, with also a notable shout out going to the chest piece for just giving you a good slottage, a full Divine Blessing, a bit of new Defiance, and Counter-Strike for a ridiculously good defensive piece of armor if that's your thing. So that's really, really cool as well. So definitely an exciting addition, and I cannot wait to do some proper theory crafting with what is possible when it comes to status, Gold Rathian, and status trigger. It might not end up being the best, but I know for a fact it is going to end up being damn fun, and that's exciting enough by itself. The weaponry then is, as you might expect, certainly solid and definitely worth a consideration if you happen to have a Gold Rathian weapon. Good slots, good affinity, good poison, good raw. They only really get let down by their sharpness, but that's something that can be overcome if you end up building for it. Essentially, the way to look at Gold Rathian weapons are, if poison is your thing, if you want a poison build, or if it turns out poison is actually really good, and it does look like poison is particularly good in Sunbreak, and that's something I want to explore, well then the Gold Rathian weapon for your weapon type is probably going to be your best bet for doing a poison for a setup and getting your damage that way, and that's also really quite exciting. So yeah, all around a fantastic addition, a fantastic version of a very much venerated old school monster, giving us fantastic equipment with a new infusion a la Frontier that lets us do some really creative new builds in a new arena that's just wonderful, and all in all, I am, to put it lightly, chuffed. Alright guys, how are you getting on? Let me indeed know, but for now, like if you've enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of this channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.